Good morning and welcome to another day of Guru Mantra meditation. I'm Cyan and I'll be taking you through another practice, another morning practice that maybe is becoming part of your daily routine. Good morning, Nafisa. Hi, Leanne. Hey, Belle. Mina. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Amanda. Welcome all the way from Brighton. Chris, Nick, Belle, Bogles, whatever your real name is. Yoga House UK. Does that mean you're in the UK? Hi, Mel. Hey, Judy. Good morning to you all. And Jordan, let me know if there's any issues with sound. We'll get to it straight away. Thank you for those who joined us yesterday, and thank you to Haley for putting that beautiful meditation together. And thanks to those who stuck with it and got on Facebook. Hey, Bree. Hey, Claire. And just sort of got yogi flexible with the whole experience. Hi, Nikki. Yes, a sunny morning. Hurrah. The sun has come out here in Melbourne. Hey, Catherine and Amy. Welcome. Suchana, Maria in the house. Jess, Nuguela. Welcome. Hey, Madeline. And Bake says, I find it hard when people don't have their real names. Hey, H. Had a great shake with Haley yesterday. Much needed shaking around. So good. Oh, I have to do it every single day after practice. Get out some of that energy. Hey, Em and Ruth, Mila. Welcome, Fanny, from all the way from France. Georgie, Katie. Oh, it's Sunny. Hello, Sunny. Welcome. I have my cozy jumper on. Yes. Necessary now that we're moving into April and autumn and the season of letting go, airiness, dryness, the heart. In fact, we'll be working with a bunch of practices on Wednesday night around this. In love with the medicine bottle mantra. Is part of the mentorship group, and then we're initiated into a healing mantra on Saturday night, another wild Saturday night with Cyan. Thanks, Rainey. Yeah, on Wednesday night, we'll be live streaming the full moon practice. And this full moon practice is in Libra, and we work a lot with what's happening in the seasons as well. So the autumn equinox has been already, and we will be kind of dropping into the heart a lot and forgiveness. And if you can't make the live stream, we have practices online. So there's 2 live stream practices. Hi, sis. And they're free for those who are new members. So we've just created the Light Collective membership space, which has been wild journey that was meant to take a year, and we have done it in 10 days. It's mental. We're still putting up a lot of content onto this membership space, but so far we have evening practices to help you kind of drop out of anxiety and allow you to get a good night's sleep. There's a yoga nidra. We have deep breathe. I'll be uploading today, and all of the live stream is going to be available. If you're a member, Kate, you will have access to the Deep Breathe live stream at any time. If you're purchasing it as a one-off, it's $35 to be part of the live stream. And you'll have availability of the live stream for just 24 or 48 hours. But if you have the membership, you have the live stream forever. And the membership is $39 with the COVID code. So we've got a 20% off for COVID, which means, yeah, I mean, and there's no lock-in contract. So if you just want to do it so that you can get the full moon and the deep breathe this month, like, do what you need to do. No pressure from our end. But yeah, there's a lot happening this week. We're going to be filming tonight 2 more deep breathe practices so that they're online for everybody permanently. But yeah, it's just content creation time for me. And on Saturday, we spoke about the idea of these 3 aspects of divinity, Trimurti, as Jas reminded me. And I had a lot of people kind of talking to me about that afterwards, asking questions and kind of connecting and saying that they needed to hear that teaching. Do members get access to the first deep breathe permanently? Yes, they do. Yep, that's going to go up today. Yeah, the first one that I did. So I'm feeling as though we can go a little deep into some of these teachings, and I know that there is a variety of ages and stages of people who are tapping in. We're now at 87 people around the world, and if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's nice to just kind of be open to receive a teaching. And today I wanted to briefly, before we begin the Guru Mantra meditation, discuss two kind of ways of being that, as a yogi and as a practitioner of yoga and meditation, we want to learn how to tap into with wisdom. And the first is this elevated state of consciousness. And good morning, Hami. This elevated state of consciousness can come, good morning, Nicole, from the consistent practice of doing meditation. So when we are consistently practicing meditation, we're allowing ourselves to step into perhaps a state where we can have this witness mind. And right now, in this intense period all over the world, having this can be a real relief, and you can start to see a bigger picture potentially. It's almost this Shiva mindset, a stillness that comes out of the practice that allows you to look at a big picture without dropping into the drama. An ability to kind of see patterns globally and holistically, to perhaps understand on some level, everybody needs the stillness. We need to change the way we are living in the world. It's not working. And this is a kind of elevated or spiritual state of being that can even relate to the idea within ourselves when we're experiencing pain, that this experience will pass. I don't have to drop into the depth of emotion, the kind of this human experience very closely as if it's me. I can separate a little out of this whole experience, and even to kind of see your entire life from a yogic perspective, we view the whole life as being something which is transient. Yes, okay, I'm going through a really difficult period, but even this body, my personality, all that I'm attached to in my life will one day be gone. I'll move to another state of existence, another dimension, and I'll be reborn again. And so this is quite an elevated state of mind that we can tap into. And at the other end, there's a much more human experience, which is equally important as a yoga practitioner and as somebody on the spiritual path, and that is to drop into the human experience and to feel with deep compassion and a lot of love, to kind of allow the emotion to arise, to experience it, to look around at humanity right now and feel the depth of emotion, the tragedy, to feel the loss and the grief, and to feel into it in a way that is very loving. And these two polar kind of experiences also have their shadow side. So the shadow aspect of perhaps this kind of elevated or Shiva experience is described a bit as spiritual bypassing. It could be a level of non-attachment that means that you aren't in any way compassionate, or that you're bypassing a lesson that you need to learn, or that you are unable to kind of see the real depth of experience and see the non-attachment from a deeply spiritual perspective, as opposed to a kind of cold experience. Does that make sense? The shadow aspect being one where we can become totally non-attached. And I think that sometimes on the spiritual path, especially when people do a lot of Buddhist work with Buddhist teachings, it's almost like there can be a coldness to the experience, which is not how it is meant to be. And the same goes for this almost Shakti or body experience, where we feel so deeply that we get lost then in the drama of it. And we start to really identify with all of the emotions, with the entire experience of the planet. We can't get out of bed. We're crying all the time. We feel lost. And this is not in any way kind of compassionate either. And what, as practitioners on this spiritual path, we want to learn to drop into is a wisdom that can move between each depending on the scenario. And that can be within ourselves, but also with the people around us. So when you're talking to your mom or your friend, being in that wise space of knowing, do I need to kind of give them some space from an elevated spiritual sacred perspective? Do I need to say, maybe the earth needs this right now? Maybe you need some kind of distance from the news and from the worldly plane. Maybe you need to step into some sacred space or an elevated spiritual state. That doesn't always work. It's not always the antidote, because sometimes that antidote, in fact, is to be there with that other person, and really kind of feel into the experience with them and say, you know what? Yes, this is really hard. And the emotion that you're feeling is valid. And you need to express that. And what's happening is real. This is a worldly experience, and it is one that is universal right now. There is nobody on the planet who is not affected by it or doesn't know what's going on. And the ability to kind of move between these two states and not drop perhaps into the shadow aspect is one that the meditation practice is trying to align us with. Ram Dass uses a beautiful analogy where he says, you see a homeless person on the street and they come to you and they say, I haven't eaten for 7 days. You go to that person and you offer at their level. So come to my home, I'll feed you. This is terrible. You need some food in you. But you have a student who has been working with you for 5 years, and they've decided to go on a hunger fast, and they reach day 7 and they're like, man, I have not eaten for 7 days. I'm losing my mind. I just, I want to I want to go back into the world, and I want to eat, and I want to do all this worldly stuff. That's when you will be stepping into, like, no, meditate. Step out of this drama that you're creating for yourself. Allow yourself some time to drop back into spirit, and allow that 3 days, and the end of your fast will come, and find some strength, find some non-attachment to the body. So this analogy of the same experience of not eating for 7 days and having two very different responses or reactions is how we need to respond to ourselves in this period, and also the people around us. That takes a lot of wisdom, and it takes a lot of practice. So we'll drop into practice now. Find a lying position, a seat, stretch a little if you need to. And we take 3 breaths in the nose, out of the mouth, and again. One more. And we very consciously now step out of our daily worldly life, that world of the physical, the emotional, perhaps repetitive thoughts, mundane actions and ways of being, all that is impermanent. We consciously let go, and we align with an elevated state of consciousness, a Shiva consciousness for this practice. All that is divine, sublime, universal, eternal. And in this spiritual state of mind, this positive polar state, we consecrate, palms facing up, we offer up all of the karmic fruits of this meditation to a greater power, source energy, divine consciousness. And we wait for a response. You will feel it from above. And we bring our hands to prayer, rub them a little, and then press them together, rest them at the heart. 90 people around the world chanting the mantra Om. Join with me when you're ready. And resting the hands. The final day of this particular Guru mantra, Aham Brahmasmi. Feel free to chant this out aloud. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. And let the mantra be softer. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. And softer again until it's a whisper. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Until that mantra is no longer repeated at all out aloud, but internally. Aham Brahmasmi. The internal repetition. Meaning I am aligned with this creative force of the whole universe. Aham Brahmasmi. And if you become distracted, bring the awareness back to the mantra gently. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. And perhaps that mantra will take you into a state of stillness. If it arises spontaneously, allow it to happen. Or perhaps the mantra will highlight a busy or lazy mind. If that is the experience today, allow it to happen. Aham Brahmasmi. And for the final few moments of this meditation, focus your awareness wholly on the mantra. Really fix the dharana, the focus. Aham Brahmasmi. The all-powerful creative force that pulses through your whole body. Aham Brahmasmi. Now, please let go of the mantra. Allow it to fade, but keep the mind in focus. Anchorless focus. What is left with a focused mind and no anchor, nothing to focus on? Om Te Ata Om. Beakanze, Beakanze, Maha Beakanze, Beakanze. Raja Samudgati Soha. Om. Bring the hands to prayer. We'll seal our practice with the Shanti mantra, Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently bowing forward to the heart space, wise, compassionate, the expression of the body being human, and drawing the thumbs to the third eye, all that elevates us and allows us to see beyond the physical world to those two aspects of being we experience in ourselves, we acknowledge in all those who joined us this morning by bowing and saying Namaste, Namaste. Thank you all for joining me again this morning on Facebook and on Instagram. Hi Sonia. Thanks, Em. That mantra went out to you. Thanks, Jess, for joining. Just a shout out to everybody who's turning this into a daily, thanks, Nikki, a daily practice. The daily practice is such a huge part of the yogic path, and it's great when we can be guided. And eventually, you'll be doing it on your own without me. If you want a replay, you just need to click on our story in the top left, the Light Collective. So the video of this will last for 24 hours, and it is up online on Facebook for all of eternity. So you're welcome, Layla. Thanks, Maria. The Wine Nerd. Thanks, Nicole. Great to see you on Facebook. So if you head on to Facebook, the Light Collective, it will stay there. I'm also putting them on YouTube, and we have a special page that was created by Amy, which is for COVID self-care practices right now. Mystery Shopper. Who's that? You agree, Shay? Oh, thanks, Lara. So it's also on the website. We're trying to put these practices and all of the content in as many places as possible, but sometimes with all of the uploads, I forget one. For example, YouTube, but I'm trying to put them all up there as well. In your day, I welcome you to feel between those two experiences. Notice when you drop into the shadow aspect of it, when you notice that you're aligning too much with drama and you're kind of embodying your thoughts in a way that make you feel as though that is you, or when you are distancing yourself to a point where you're unable to connect with people or the reality of your experience. So good luck to all of you. Sending you lots of love. Thank you for making my morning so special. I really appreciate you all joining me. Otherwise, I'd be talking to a picture of myself on my phone, which would be very strange indeed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lots of love to you all.